Oh my goodness. These are some crazy ranks. Right. So on attack we have Quantum, and on defense we have Vital Esports. Map 1 Lotus. And looks like we've got a pretty quick lock out of Quantum. They're not messing around right now. There's only one character right now locked in for the Vital, so I guess we'll start with Quantum playing a pretty standard double smokes comp, but they are running the Sentinel, so they are, especially on this attack half, probably going to look for a bit more slow plays. Especially without that breach, it's a lot harder to refight into some of this A or C mountain rubble space. So they're probably going to be playing a much more passive comp. And as for Vital Esports, I'm not quite sure what they're going to be running here, because they've only locked the tail. Hovering the Vice and the Breach, I imagine they're going to go for something akin to what we saw last game. Although, the ISO solo would be interesting. No dive duelist here could really hinder them on some of these side hits. I'm going to get the Omen locked. The Phoenix? Okay, a Phoenix. Still the same thing I was saying with the ISO still applies here. With the Phoenix, no dive duelist might make it harder, especially on C, to hit. But very flash comp. There's going to be a pretty duely comp, brawly comp for Vital here. And Quantum running a much more patient comp. So whoever gets to play the way their comp wants to play will probably come out as the victors on Lotus here. So we're gonna start out here with not much really visible just yet, but it does appear to be a pretty heavy A fight here for Quantum, as Vital will be not quite as geared up for this fight. I see pings already, so already foreseeing what might be here for the side of Vital. But actually no one door. You can see pings coming across from both sides, actually highlighting this A fight, so we'll see how this turns out. But really only a total of 2 or 3 players here from each side. Orb will be grabbed, but kill goes the other way. So now Vital have to fight back this 4v5.
All missiles away.
Down in numbers. Hold down this B site from the split. 3 players on site, so not impossible. I Can Fixer gets one. Ezekiel with a chance on many, but only able to collect on one. 3 players all pretty decently tagged up here, so Nightmare in, don't want to say prime position quite for this clutch, but not quite out of the picture just yet. The reposition read pretty well by Astrox. Flash not connecting. Bullets aren't either. I think that was a Vinyl and C getting popped. And Angel, beautiful little off angle to collect the 3rd for the round and claim the round for Quantum. Last series, we saw a lot of forces from both sides. I believe every single round after Pistol was a force. So we'll see if that's something that Vital opt into, but it looks like they're going to go for the more standard play, just going for 5 classics, and likely going to just try to death ball together here to get some eco damage. They're still fighting for this A space. I believe they would grab that orb, so big flash from Breach. No kills quite found off of it, unfortunately. And Love, little bit stuck there. Astrox able to find one, although tagged pretty low. No heals on the side of Quantum, so this low HP could be grounds for a gun loss. But the site will be taken, and the 2 players in drop now Vined off, now spammed. Licorice
1 enemy remaining.
Gets 1, as does Angel. 1 versus 5, and he's mollied in a corner. Licorice with 3, and these ults for Vital here, or for Quantum here, sorry, are coming online pretty soon. If they farm some orbs, Licorice is only 3 away from the Armageddon, so things to watch out for. Nightmare will be taking this fight with the Outlaws, so there is danger. First shot, miss. Not quite able to find one. And the site will be taken pretty quickly. Not quite giving Nightmare any more time to set up for any more shots with that Outlaw. Site taken with beautiful team coordination here from Quantum, as Vital double trips this flank wall and will look to pinch through CT and flank. Gunfights. 1, 2 for Fix. For I Can Fix Her. That beautiful flash might find a 3rd. Will be able to, but Angel and Crazy Cats both able to find one back. 1v3 for Crazy Cats, 1 HP, but the healthy player is the one sticking the bomb, unaware. Both other players are low. They're gonna go together. Finds the 3rd. Crazy Cats for the 1v3. Bullets spamming, time low, might have already won it. I Can Fix Her gets 4 on the round. And just barely with a second left, able to close out that defuse, getting the ult online for the next round. If you're looking for a good eco round, that is a great example of one. Not quite able to close it out. Heroic from I Can Fix Her, but beautiful economy damage from Quantum Esports there, doing pretty big numbers on their economy. So even though Vital were able to win that first round, their economy is not great, as I was pointing out, from that huge round out of Crazy Cats. So Nightmare punished, not expecting the peak. C site open for business, and Astrox getting team mollied here, but swings through the smoke to find a 2nd. Backs up. Goes, re-aggresses, 3, pushing through CT, into 3, oh, into only 2. Beautiful shots from Astrox, grabbing the 3rd and 4th, and Crazy Cat seals it up. Nasty work. And only 3 players on Vital here, able to buy this round. And it looks like they'll have to save again. Maybe giving Quantum some time here to farm these orbs, to farm these ults for the next gun round. Vital only have 2 ults, the Omen and the Breach ult, that Rolling Thunder and From the Shadows, but by the time that we get to another gun round, depending on how the fights go, Quantum might have that Showstopper and that Rose Garden. So. Steel Guard, not the Rose Guard. Not, sorry, that's not what it's called. Anyway, site taken pretty quickly from Quantum. So, retake, 2 Marshals, 3 Deagles. Just looking for econ damage at this point. Any kills are good kills. Orbs they can pick up. Armageddon actually dropped into this, invested. Not sure if they know it was Eco or not. Licorice picks one up. Angel also gets one back. Second. And 1v4 with the Marshal stuck. Unfavorable positioning and shut down. So 4-1 now for Quantum. And we already are seeing the Viper's Pit and the Steel Garden available. Still 1 off the Showstopper for Astrox. Meanwhile, just the Rolling Thunder available. The Rolling Thunder from the Shadow, sorry, available for the side of Vital here. They are 1 off of this Phoenix ult. So if they're able to fight for it, they might be able to get it. But Phoenix is going to be setting up B here. Dalawan. Not exactly in a position to be taking that orb. A big 5-man hit here. Using that Steel Garden. So Love is just stuck back sight here. The drone will be spotting. Gun back in time, but that Breach ult just barely clipping him. Flashes both sides, but he's still able to collect. Kills traded back and forth. And this Phoenix ult is going to be used. Flash goes out. Big kill from Dalawan, able to trade out 2 versus 2. Bomb down on site. Showstopper preemptively used. And Astrox will be able to grab that kill onto Dalawan. 1 versus 2 with the judge now for Nightmare. Knows where the gun is. Will he be able to grab it? Yes. Swaps the weaponry around. Spots Astrox. Does he know where Zioth is playing?
Thorns down.
Zinth, pardon me. Does not seem like he knows where that smoke was thrown from. But I believe that he suspects. Nope, maybe not. Footsteps heard, but the blast pack still used. Double swung. Should have heard both guns fired, so he should know about the whereabouts. The lineup almost there, but Astrox punishes. Astrox on a heater of a game so far. 9-1 for the duelist on Quantum. And the economy of Vital here, not in the greatest position. May still be able to afford a force for this round, but if they force here and don't win it, we might be looking at a very one-sided half. Even more so than it already is. So they will opt into eco round. 3 Deagles, the Guardian, and the Marshal. Not exactly been lethal with these weapons up to this point, but I can fix her. Another. Astrox biting off a bit more than he can chew with that. And the trade's going even. Guns dropped now. Astrox has handed Ezekiel this Vandal. And a lot of B control is going to make it hard for Licorice to get one and get out. beautiful shot from Mike and Fixer. So now into this 2 versus 2, both having guns. Only difference here really is the armor and the amount of health is slightly less for the side of Vital here. And now there's also player disadvantage. So, Nightmare, 1v2. What magic can you work here, if any? Scaling up to be heaven. Going to take this first challenger. They do appear to be ready to swing off each other. Knife out, not ready for the angle, and Angel will clean him out. So, rifle round now, both sides. And as much as you want to comfort yourself saying, we did eco damage on the eco rounds, there's not much to say about that when your opponents are averaging over $4,000 a person. So, yes, eco damage has been done, but economy still heavily in favor, as is the round count. Quantum Esports. Looks like Zinth and Crazy Cats double up, get collided. I was gonna point out the 2v1 fight, thinking they would win it, but it is a beautiful collateral from Michael Fixer. Astrox will be able to trade back, and Nightmare might get punished here. Angel spots his shoulder, but not quite able to take his life. As we remain in the 4v3, flushed back towards sight is Nightmare, and again, just barely avoiding death by narrow margins. Nightmare will hit a shot, actually, I believe, a wallbang onto Angel. So Angel now tagged low, as is Nightmare. Both players low. This pit invested one stray bullet, and this pit is dropped. But don't know if the spam is going to be good enough. So in the 3v4 with the pit down, bullets just a bit to the side. Astrox finds 2, 3 on the round. Angel with the first, and I Can Fixer would need an ace clutch.
My ult's ready.
Beautiful first shot, seems to have the read on the second. Labored shots. He's gonna chase. He might not be able to get it done. Beautiful start to the round, but just not quite able to put the entire team on his back for the round to win there. And oh boy, does my man need help right now. He's been putting up some nice shots, some good rounds, doing his best to keep Vital in the game right now. But as we see in chat, he is struggling right now. And, well, we'll see what happens on this eco round. He is able to force up into this Phantom. 4 ults right now for the side of Vital. So if there was a round for them to win, it would be this one. Many players getting hit by that Rolling Thunder, but Crazy Cats is not one of them, able to punish a bit of over-aggression, even though his HP takes a massive hit from it. And 4 players remaining now for the side of Vital. Drone goes into clear sight, as does Raze and some smokes. So the bomb will be planted. One off the showstopper is Astrox, and he has earned that up. This Armageddon coming in just a bit late. Astrox with some nasty aim. And, well, that aim has just been carrying them through this game. Astrox, Angel, Licorice, everyone's been doing their part on Quantum right now. It is looking very, very one-sided. And 2 ults used there for Vital, but neither of them able to do anything. Not even a kill able to be found. So, now, 2 ults still for both sides. Vital having the from the shadows and this Steel Garden. But this Armageddon and Showstopper from Quantum right now might just be able to take a sight. And, well, Quantum have only, Vital has only won 1 round, and as we can see from this last string of 6, retakes have not quite been their strong point. giving C up for free. And oh, there's going to be a lot of post-plant util to answer to here now. Crazy Cat's able to get a punish onto Dalawan Sparrow. And now Vital have to spend a lot of resources re-clearing out this B. We'll grab the Icon Fixture. We'll be able to grab the Vandal here. So rifles earned up. But this retake will more than likely just be stopped by the sheer amount of util. On the other side, Angel gets aggressive with the shorty, but not able to find anything. That Showstopper will find Ezekiel and counter spam. Just utility kills, trying to stick, but at that point, just not enough bodies left through the utility to protect him. And he will just be cleaned up with the rest of his team, put in a body bag, and sent home. So, 9-1. You might be wondering at some point here, is a timeout going to be called? But I'd assume if you were going to call one, you would have called it at 4 or 5, not at 9. So you might just be waiting until the second half, maybe even for the end of this map to talk to your team. But 2 players now here, Dalawan and Nightmare, to counteract this C aggression. Big bait from Nightmare. I don't believe they suspect Dalawan, but the preemptive spray is still good. 2 kills going towards the side of Quantum. And now Vital can do all they want. But giving up this many people towards B, that much info, not gonna be good. Astrox able to just find a clean kill onto the shield. And the spam from Angel not quite landing onto the guy in the smoke. Nightmare tries to swing through on a timing off the reload, but too many players there to put him down. Love, 1v5 with a deagle. And Astrox continues to put up monstrous numbers. 19 and 3 on the raise. So, in the last round of the half, we're looking at 2 players who are still on donuts, Vital, and wondering if they'll be able to even grab a second round. So, big A fight here. If there was a place to take a round against a good aiming team, it's in the midst of chaos and util, which is what A fight rubble tend to be. And Angel is going to go way ahead of a lot of this, but it doesn't matter. Catches a guy looking at the side of the head. Catches a second guy in the side of the head not looking. And, well, this A site is going to be open. The Phoenix ult, the Phoenix ult's able to be used. Angel with a 3rd on the round. Astrox gets one. And the Luan Phoenix ult, but not even enough. So 11-1 here.
Switching sides.
And yeah. Even
Fortnite would never do this to me.
even I don't even know. It's not really an even. They're just nothing really going right here for Vital, so tough game. Tough map. And they need this pistol. If they lose this pistol, they more than likely lose the game, so fight. Ezekiel gets one to open up this fight. Quick flank coming through in response by Quantum, but I don't know if they'll be here enough to make fast enough to make a difference, especially with the info garnered from this Vice Wall in the flank. So this fight towards site right now, 1 in tree, 1 in heaven, and with that wall trip, they know at least one's going to be flank. They did not clear out a tree, so Licorice actually able to get one. Ezekiel will trade it back, so numbers advantage still remains with Vital. But info from the Teo drone tags one, still a nuisance to be dealt with in tree. And these other two players are just complete unknowns for Vital. They know one hit the wall, and there's been one holding flank ever since. That flash is good from Duluin, but the shots don't land. Duluin falls, but I can fix her with a clean trade. So both players now on
Spike planted.
Enemy down.
both sides now on Quantum have to play retake. Angel finding one with the wall bangs.
One enemy
Finding
remaining.
one also is Crazy Cat. The second kill for Angel, and the retake is made to look easy here. Even without Astrox one-tapping everyone, this Quantum team is still putting up
One last
work.
push. Let's make them hurt.
Both sides now required to force this last round of the game potentially here. And, well, there's only one thing worse than... Well, there's actually two things worse than getting 13-2'd. And getting 13-1'd is one of them. So, we'll see if that fate can be avoided. But the way Quantum have been playing this game does not look favorable. This round even looking unfavorable with the weapons and the advantage in favor of Quantum right now. So, 5 players grouped up outside of C.
Get out of here.
I'll make it 4 players grouped up with a beautiful shot from Astrox. Traded out by I Can Fix Her. The blind is good, but the shots are not. Neither is the TP, so Duluin will get punished.
Spike down.
3v3 now, but the bomb dropped down in no man's land. They're going to have to invest a whole lot of util to reclaim this spike that has just been abandoned by the defense. Completely allowed to be picked up. They're not going to realize how far away these players are already poising for a fight through door, it looks like. The way they're both still there. Especially with these sound cues. The flash goes through door. They're not going to open it quite yet, although it will be eventually open. So the fight will come through. Angel will find one from CT. Now it's 2 standing in this
One
map.
enemy remaining.
And now 1 and now 0. A 13-1 dominant Lotus performance from Quantum to seal this map.
Spike diffused.
Map 2 on the cards.
Anticipated.
Well, you wonder if map 2 will look
Wait,
better.
no, we should. Can we do it?
Looking like we're not gonna get a standard comp this map out of Vital, but so far at least Quantum looking like they're gonna play the standard comp, maybe adding in the breach instead of the KO, and Vital looking like they're just gonna run a ranked comp. Not necessarily a bad thing. Rankers, now Envy ran a ranked comp through much of Challengers and they were destroying with it, but I wonder the level of team coordination from this team, if it will be enough to make such a comp work. We're gonna see the Clove from iCanFixer. And that's about all the info we're getting so far. Looking like Crazy Cats, Angel, and Zinth are all hovering what they will actually be playing. And Vital are goofing around. So, maybe some indecision. It will be a ranked comp. The Urena, Yoru, Cypher, Clove, Sky against a fairly standard Ascent comp with a breach, which we have been seeing more and more of that breach in place of the KO, which would be ordinarily ran on this map. So, I am interested to see how this one plays out. And if some players will get their first kill of the series this map. So starting off, looks like a fairly standard Ascent default defense setup with the KJ and Sova starting towards B and Market respectively, and the other three stack towards A. And it looks like Vital are gonna run a 5-man B hit here. Oh, maybe a bit of splitting if they feel fancy. So Shock Dart goes through, collects a little bit of damage onto a couple of these members, but not much to write home about, as this B main space will be taken. Cage lineup being missed, and Astrox getting a quick kill through mid there, and hitting a roadblock. Vital might look to re-clear mid into Astrox. Ezekiel gets one on this Reyna, and mid is fairly open now. However, Angel taking a lot of space A main, so if these players go through tree towards A and they manage to take down Zinth with the flashes, they will also still have to take care of A main still with the late wrap, but Zinth will fall. Man advantage for Vital. Get the bomb down. They seem aware that B main, or A main rather, is a possibility. But knife out, Nightmare not quite realizing how close Angel was. So even numbers in this retake. Man advantage now for Vital with that pick going through. Crazy Cats with right click magic, 1 HP in the 1v2. And not quite able to fight that with the classic. So, round 1 for Vital, already tying their rounds from last map. I believe now we are looking at the first series lead that Vital have had. First lead in a map this series. And no force up again. So this series we've been out we played a bit more normally than that Revenant game. Less forces. We're gonna see pretty quick mid control being taken. The flanks might come through. Flipping the map, going all the way through spawn here.
might be fighting into Astrox. And we're looking in the sky. Deluin with a nice one tap onto Astrox. So, spawn is open. Zinth will get cleared here. Not quite able to find anything. So, 5 versus 3 now. And Licorice will catch out Ezekiel, going to close that door. Nightmare might be the next challenger. Gets killed. Love jumping with the Bucky, finds the first. May even find the second. No, Crazy Cats with some beautiful support shots. Damage dealt very heavily, however, to Licorice. So,
30 seconds left.
even though it is a
Spike
2v2,
planted.
heavy eco damage. This round should still be on course to go the way. Missing the door a little bit. Not gonna wallbang through. Gonna check on Heaven. Will get pinched. I can fix her with the first. Needs the second in the 1v1. Has the heal. Back up to 140 health. Needs to take this fight before he runs out of the heal. And he will barely manage to win that round. Slim margin of 29 health. Will recover the Guardian and a Deagle for his team. But even still, you want to keep a couple more of those weapons if you're vital here. And 2 rounds now on the board, 2-0, and it does look like there will be a bit of a force spy coming out from Vital here, and especially from Love buying that Vandal full armor. Not gonna have enough for next. Another heavy mid rush here, and I can't help but notice we're not smoking top cat. So if there's a swing from a Vandal there, might have been able to collect one. Looks like another fight through spawn. This time maybe less people. Looks like they're taking a bit more of that market space, but they are still fighting pretty heavy to spawn here through their own cage. Astrox will get one with the spam, and Util is thrown. Astrox gets a third. Angel cleans one, and Delua now left with a Classic stuck in market. They know where he is, and Classic not quite enough to get that kill. So now, first round on the board here for Quantum, but due to this eco that Vital have forced themselves onto, this could easily become a tied game. Angel taking a bit of a swing here, jiggling the corner. Will see the one, fire some pre-fires. Will not swing. Has the blind ready. Will swing off that. Clean up 1, clean up 2. Almost dies, but still manages to get out. So 5 versus 3 with no. 5 versus 3 with no guns. Not even a trade to speak of, so no fun being dropped. Cloval invested and immediately shut down. And, well, almost immediately the last 2 members are cleaned up, and the score is all tied up. This 5th round should be our first rounds where both teams do actually have full rifles on the board. So, the last time both teams had even guns was that pistol round that was won by Vital. So, might be able to win this round too. Although Ezekiel and Nightmare both, even though have the funds for these Vandals or Phantoms, are both actually opting to stay on Spectres. Astrox with the Jiggle Peak spots out one. Breach stun will be avoided. Ezekiel swinging into this with a Spectre, swings into his death. Astrox cleans up the first. And mid control garnered. Seems to be a theme, but this flank from Angel is actually red. Will they know about the second one? No. So down to the 2v4 here. As I can fix her a Nightmare of Death. Try to wrap. Although,
One enemy
already
remaining.
being watched by Crazy Cats. Finds the first. And Nightmare. Well, looks like Crazy Cats is aware. Gun picked up. Not sure if sound was made loud enough to be heard. Nightmare. Not 1v4. Not unwinnable, but not reading the right angle and will be punished. So, 3 and out for Quantum as they take the lead. Not just in rounds, but also in economy. Although, still funds for 4 of these players to have rifles on Vital. Looks like they might force up here if I Can Fixer chooses to go on the Vandal or Phantom instead of this Deagle. So, half full buy here. So we'll swing through the Yorclone, reading the that it is one. Not quite able to find a kill. Angel will find one up mid though. And that drone tagging on to one. Deluan actually managing to get out. Half HP, gets healed. So shield's really the only thing that was sacrificed. But Angel will find second. Maybe more. No, Nightmare shots are good. Astrox gets one. But Love gets 2 back. So even 2v2. Lockdown in play for Quantum. But Vital also have this Seekers that they can play around, especially in this 2v2. Each of these Seekers will latch on to one of these players, giving them pretty good information. Speaking of which, there they go. So they're gonna get the information that one is mid and one is up towards heaven here. And Cypher gathers from that orb. So they have extra information on both of these players, trying to stall out Crazy Cats so he cannot swing to trades in this fight. Door gets closed. Sight gained. Trip maybe thrown a little bit high. Way too high. And Zin knows that Zin's just gonna crouch under this trip. But the flash is good. As are the shots from Love. Swings straight into the breach flash though. Trip destroyed. And detainment caught. Zin doesn't appear to know exactly where he is. And he will be able to get the gun back. So Nightmare might be able to. No, it's planted just around the corner, and Zinth just sticks it through with the swing on. Not quite able to find the kill, but at that point it doesn't matter. Bomb planted just a little too far around the Jenny corner, and that little plant mistake will cost them round 6. 4-2 now to scoreline, and Vital really left scratching their heads after that one. I mean, I had joked on Lotus with the Revenant versus Dragonstorm game about the sticks, but these sticks today are really getting kind of crazy. We gotta be. It's your daily reminder, guys. Make sure you can plant where you can spray if you're playing post plant. Mid control looked to be a focal point, but actually not quite needed. Astrox just swings in and picks one up. The Yorul used here, Dimensional Drift, to grab some info. He's gonna find Astrox. Try to get out. Lewin gets 1 damage done, but kills not quite there. Almost. One more right click would have done the trick, but just not enough bullets in the chamber to find that one. So another buy here, another full buy here for Vital, up against the ever-growing economy that Quantum, excuse me, has managed to bolster. So this round, one-way sent, disrespected almost immediately. Hunter's Fury used, catches on, kill not quite found, but that's damage onto 3 players
now half HP. The heal from Love will come through. Get 2 of these players back up to full HP, and with the rain ult, that could be huge. But kills don't quite go the way of Vital and Angel with 3 on the round. Maybe a 4th to be found. Could hunt for the ace here. Probably will. Money is not a concern. And, well, I could fix her 1v5. That's the first 2. Flash sent. Smoke soon. Quick smoke off bomb. Drop shot baited out. Both of them missing. 5 bullets left in the chamber. Can take this opportunity to reload. Has the opportunity to grab bomb here. 1v2. Both players are spamming through this smoke, so none can be in. But after the reload, the spam from Zith is good. Valiant effort from I Can Fix Her, but not quite able.
I could just outlive them.
Time.
Nah,
Through the
bullets are
spam.
quicker.
Angel really stepping up for the 2nd game in a row here, as is Astrox, both of which focal points of the team's success on Lotus. Now, also,
Stop their beach.
here on Ascent, both putting up numbers, as that 4K likely won them that round. Dry swing into the op by I Can Fix Her. 3 peek maybe come through, but it's flickerish with the Odin is better. And just ego swinging as Synth in B main finds 3, maybe a 4th here if the swings are good. Crazy Cats grabs the kill in the end, and 7 garnered now. And there's a certain point where last game I was talking about you have to take a timeout at some point, and I mean, I don't see why they're not taking one. They're not playing. They're not playing together. They're ego fighting. I Can Fix Her, just taking swing after swing into that op. There's a certain point where as a coach you need to reel that back in, but not gonna see that this round. And well, I was saying you gotta stop dry swinging the op, but I guess if you're I Can Fix Her, it's okay. Angel is able to find one in A main, so 1 kill at least in favor of 1 man in favor of Quantum here. Fake TP, but I'm not sure if any of the members of Vital are even in range to hear that because they are all regrouping towards mid. This Sova drone might catch them, sees at least 2. And with the heal, probably notes the 3rd, even if not visualized. And 3 players tagged towards A, 1 towards this B site. It's Crazy Cats holding this off angle from Switch. Gonna hear the people running, gonna hear the util. Gonna call for these rotates, and well, this setup here with this swarm grenade gonna stall likely alive, especially with this breach. 30 seconds.
30 seconds left.
A decent amount of which stalled with these nano swarms, so even with that kill back mid, no time really without this Omen ult. And after shot kill coming through doesn't help. 15 seconds left to take this site. That's 1. Not the 2nd though.
10 seconds.
And even if Ezekiel could find that 1st one, the 2nd would have been right. So 3 for Synth.
For a spin.
Gets that Rolling Thunder back online. And 8-2 spawn so far on this attack. It was looking good at the start of the game, but they just haven't been able to replicate such successes since. And
Hey, yo, let me switch teams.
as we
I can
can
replace
hear in
Force Player.
party chat, some clear distress from some of
No,
the
I don't
players. So, you know, mentals not the greatest right now. Astrox, good peek against Luan Sparrow. Gets a 2nd. Will he register the person above him? No. So Love is in a good position here to get 1 and equalize, which they will. The heal can also come through here on Nightmare. So with the 1 player on site, from the sky, so they could take sight, but instead they will fight back into Licorice and Synth, or not, into Licorice and Crazy in mid. Not quite able to win out that first fight, so down a player now. Info gathered from these Seekers, but
Last player
they're
standing.
split up, and Synth
Spike down A.
with a nice shot will likely put an end to this round. Nightmare. Nothing to say. So, 9-2. If you win one, maybe the curse will
Last
activate
round
here.
in the half.
If you're vital, but the way it's going. Finally calling a timeout, last round of the half. And so we're probably going to see some crazy play. But this also could just be a case of needing to restore the team's mental, as we saw, you know, talking about leaving, going to play Roblox after this. Not what you want to be saying mid-match. You want to be focused in, locked in, and these players are just a little too distressed at the moment. So we're probably going to see some set play and a bit of mental reset here for Vital. If you win this one and you win the pistol, you're back in it. So we've all played those 9-3 comp matches. But you got to get to the 9-3 first. And if you're Quantum right now, you're probably just taking this time to pat yourself on the back. Winning map 1, 13-1, up 9-2. There's not much to be mad about here if you're Quantum. Just probably preparing for whatever Vital can do here.
Hey,
so.
can y'all rise me after y'all fucking destroy me, please?
Placing sentry.
Yeah. We're gonna see a pretty fast mid aggression. Bomb going for a Astrox immediately taking one. And this Breachel is gonna get value, but not kills. Well, there's one. Mid taken. Aftershock doing damage. Angel finding one top cat. I Can Fix Her will get one in return. These two might note all three. So info here from Love is going to be good that this whole area is pretty open. But able to get bombed down. Might get cut off here though. I Can Fix Her might get cut off by Zinth, but timings are off. Synth is going to go through cat. And so spawn, or a main I should say, will be a valuable place to be with the amount of time is ticking. Stun comes through into hell. Love hiding, able to survive the stun. Good baits from I Can Fix Her, now down to 1 HP. With the jump down, kill for Love. The double swing, maybe a little mistimed. The steps being made, nose off the bomb. Dog goes out. Time goes for the 360, lands it. 9-3. Big round from Love.
Switching sides.
Taking that top frag spot away with a beautiful 360. And now, with a pistol, a bonus, maybe if they can even win this. If they can win the next 3 here. It's big. They're back. But it all starts with this round here. We're going to see a B hit. Or a B split, I should say, from Quantum here. But a triple stack from Vital. So, Vital might be able, with these Cypher trips, to deny this. So we'll see what the outcome of this round is. With 5 people coming through B main. Playing inside the smoke, not noted, but doesn't matter because the shots are good. Entry trip broken, dash out. And even with the 2 players on site, able to find one. Maybe able to find a second, but the guns aren't good for wall banging. 3 kills and a 4th. All go the way. Quantum. Not much to be done there.
that lane trip that we saw thrown by Nightmare, I think would have probably caught value had there been other guns in play, but the classic, not the best wallbang gun. And so, 10-3 now. The force probably required, and well, if you're on Quantum right now, we're just chilling around with cats and spawn. So Deluan is just gonna swing in to death. 4 players there awaiting. Fixer is actually able to find an equalizer through mid though, giving up the space due to the B presence, but even still, a big kill to find. Trip will get destroyed. Wallbang attempted. The dart will not quite land. So Nightmare was able to keep his life for a bit, but eventually put down Fixer second on the round. But site taken and HP not quite in the favor of these players. Guns, however, that were dropped on the floor are now picked up. Crazy will find one.
One enemy remaining.
Licorice finds a third. And Zinth will feed a kill, but at this point in the round, not much for Love to do outside of stat padding. So 11-3. And, well, mediocre buy at best from Vital. I mean that the Quantum are probably in position to take this to series point. Although those kills that came through are actually going to result in only 3 Deagles being carried over against this half buy from. Crazy Guardian wallbang there onto Ezekiel. And Astrox with a dash and a flash in. Astrox with another one. And it's not looking too good. I was gonna say, Vital had the guns maybe to win this round against Quantum, but Astrox with 4 some beautiful shots. And
Match point.
that combined with no response available from the Vital are leading to some pretty one-sided rounds. And overall, this has been a pretty one-sided series. Only 1 round now needed for Quantum. And they have taken the series. Astrox with a fast dash kills one. X marks the spot here with these trips, but they will both be broken. Nightmare trying to get as much wallbang damage as he can, but is not able to find any as Angel also finds Love in mid. Fixer will be able to get 1, so it's a 2v4 now for the series. Ezekiel on this flank, but is watched for Zinth. Fixer with the second, with the third, and the heal, but not able to avoid the inevitable Hunter's Fury. And so 4 rounds is all that will be totaled across this whole series for Vital. An unfortunate first matchup for them.
Hey, can I be the second coach for that team, please? Get me off this team. Like in 4K.
Second match of day 1.
You were screaming in my ears saying, I hate Ario. Like, what?
Oh.
Wait, no. Are you Elon Musk?
Who?
No. No.
You undo my server mute one more time.